special guest, my sister Peach. She's here to help us in the repacking of these goods. So with us are my nephew, Save, and the two girls. And we're also going to talk about everything there is to talk about this COVID madness. And we're here to learn a valuable lesson about sharing and doing your part.
No matter how small.
No matter how small.
Today we have some rice, canned goods, and coffee. And before we repack everything, we're going to sanitize first because especially these days, it is incredibly important to make sure that everything you handle with care and cleanliness. That's next to godliness.
That's right.
Remember, it's not just the front of the hands, not just the palms. You have to like really get in there with the thumbs and the back of the hands, the fingertips, especially us girls with long nails. Make sure that is taken care of.
For the sake of conversation, while we're doing this, we're going to ask some and answer some questions. Okay, so question number one, what were your initial plans for Holy Week?
For Holy Week, normally we just get together with family, stay in the house, take the time to get some R&R, quality time, because you know, sometimes work, it drowns you. So Holy Week, we're grateful for because we get to spend more time with our families.
And likewise, I know that a lot of people had their plans crushed and cancelled because of this, COVID situation. But,
That's not the worst thing.
Let's just see the silver lining.
Yeah.
At least we get to spend time with our families here at home. Where
We
most
get
of
to
us
do small things to help our community.
Yeah, we can help the community. There's togetherness. We can feel a sense of unity. So I guess we just have to appreciate what we have right now before us.
Yes.
And hindi naman maubusan ng Holy Week. Maybe next year you can push through with your plans. But this year, I think it's more important to address the circumstances that we're in now.
Holy Week, it's, I guess, one of those times that you can feel closer to God. So long as you help.
Do your part.
Yeah, do your part.
And have a cheerful heart doing it.
Yeah.
Don't do it for any other reason, but for the joy that's in your heart in giving to others who are not as fortunate as you are. Because ayaw din natin na magbibigay tayo but deep down inside we have ulterior motives,
Hold up. I know it's been mentioned a while ago, but we just want to make things clear. The purpose of this video is to show you guys that at this time, you can take what little you can give, and you can do it with your family. You guys can have quality time repacking for others. And it's just a lesson we want to teach our kids, to help things don't have to be so big. This is just rice, canned goods, and coffee. But no matter how small, if a lot more of us would do it,
that adds up to something. Moving on to the next question. Number 2, how has the pandemic affected your plans? And what do you plan on doing moving forward while this is all happening?
Well, it has affected a lot of our work. It has done that. And as far as plans go, we get to stay at home, which is already a blessing in itself. That's what we wanted to do for the whole week. We wanted to get together with families, spend quality time with the family, and we're getting to do that. That togetherness, we feel it right now. So we're not really that affected, which we feel really blessed about because we know how bad others have it. Really, really bad. So mostly it's affected us by increasing our gratitude, I guess, and spending more time being proactive in helping, in spreading awareness and not fear. Because fear-mongering, it's just as dangerous as the virus. Trust me, guys. I think we're only able to get a certain amount of food and things because a lot of other people out there, they're hoarding because they're so afraid. And sometimes that much fear is unnecessary. It holds us back more than like pushes us to do anything good.
Yeah. Exactly. Fear mongering. And you know what? To speak truthfully, some of us are guilty in that aspect because I'm exhibit A. Because I'm being the hypochondriac that I am. Talagang when I hear some bad news, I don't just hear it as bad news, I hear it as the worst news.
Well, that's because you have kids.
I have kids, but that's being, that's negating the efforts of everyone else, and that's not actually helping you in the long run. So I learned to just keep the negativity aside, lalo na sa social media, you can find a lot of fear-mongering there, false information.
Especially, like misleading headlines. You guys make sure you actually read the articles and not just base your knowledge off the headlines. Because they do that. They put on like really scary, alarming, attention-grabbing headlines, and then when you actually read it, you're like, oh, okay. It's not that bad.
And hindi lang yun, we can see that some people are sensationalizing some other headlines as well. Tama nga yung sabi nitong ni Peach na sometimes fear can be worse than the virus itself. Kasi what does fear cause but panic, but uncertainty, but chaos, right? And we can see that happening right now, unfortunately. Kaya naisip din namin, we're here, we're blessed to be here at home with our families. Why not do our small part? Magbigay tayo sa mga personal frontliners natin dito, which are the guards, the maintenance, sino pa mga skeletal workforce who are doing their job, risking their health, just to keep us safe.
They are frontliners too.
You are frontliners too.
Anybody who has to keep working during a global pandemic just to keep the world going,
Salute.
They're frontliners. Good job.
Number 3, what have you learned from everything so far? So if I'm to start out, I guess it's, how chaotic things can be when things turn sour. And not just how chaotic, but sometimes how unorganized we can be, and how people can fuel that fire. Alam niyo may sunog na nga nangyayari dito, imbes na kumuha kayo ng tubig, gasolina pa yung kinuha niyo. And it's really counterproductive to what we're trying to achieve. So, and again, I'm not condemning anyone. I'm not condemning a particular group of people because I myself am guilty. Ako nga exhibit A dito eh. But so long as you're aware, sana, you can work on it, you can focus on a more positive mindset. Just surrender the situation to God dahil hindi mo naman hawak to eh. At kahit anong reklamo mo sa ginagawa ng presidente, sa ginagawa ng mga senador natin, kahit sobrang valid na mga arguments mo, you will not be the president tomorrow. You will not be a senator tomorrow. So imbes na batikusin natin sila, why don't we just pray for them? Why don't we just keep them covered in prayer and just allow them to work from where they are?
Yes, you won't be all those things tomorrow, but you can help today.
You can help today, and just be grateful that you're even in a position to help.
Exactly. I mean, everybody needs help. One time or another, we all need help. So the best thing we can do is really just be able to help each other however we can. Okay, so what have I learned during this pandemic?
Yep. So far is, as human beings, like how we are at the face of uncertainty, we can seriously come crumbling down. But at the same time, you can see us all uniting. And, we're so powerful. Whether it's spreading fear or false news or helping each other and being positive, doing everything we can, we are so powerful. As long as keep yourself grounded, I guess. And
yeah.
Just learning to assess the situation properly from a distance.
Yeah, but I think that's what I learned the most during this pandemic so far is how powerful we can really be. Because even just like spreading the virus, it spreads so fast. We can really do such things as human beings, but at the same time, look at our frontliners, look at all of them coming together and helping us, basically laying down their lives. Yeah, we are so powerful. Human beings are so powerful. So I think the fear that we live in, it's basically the uncertainty. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how long we'll be locked inside our homes. But the silver lining is, yes, we have homes to be locked in.
And for those yung mga sabihin natin yung mga millennials or plurals ba, the younger generation. And I'm still a part of that. Okay, so makinig ka. Alright, for the younger generations, kasi makikita mo lalo na sa social media, and sometimes the toxicity just gets to you.
I'm sorry, but toxic.
Toxic.
So toxic. More toxic than the virus itself.
Tawa nga ako sa sinabi ng Pangulo ni President Duterte. He said, go around your house. You might discover new places in your house. You know what? That might be funny to some, but I have indeed discovered some new places in my house. And what are those places? The places I didn't appreciate before. The guest room namin.
I mean, you might have known they were there. You might
have known they were there. You didn't discover them by accident, but sinasapot lang sila doon, walang ano. So parang inisip ko, why don't we maximize our house?
These are the things we took for granted.
Yes.
And finally we get to feel what our pets feel like, so you get to take better care of them. Because they're stuck at home all day. I'm sorry for the people who will inevitably get offended by the term stuck at home. But our pets are stuck at home and we love them so much. But imagine their whole life is just day and night, you in and out of the house. That's it. So I think that's a small lesson that I did learn, is to make sure you spend time with your pets and you love them.
What about animals in the zoos?
They're not just decorations in your house, And yes, all animals really. Guys, all domesticated animals, this is their life. So another thing I learned was, there is necessary evil in this world. I know how horrible that must sound. My God, horrible. Because I think that this virus is somewhat of a necessary evil. You know why? Because it teaches us to take each other, to be more grateful for each other and for our planet. Have you guys seen the sun, like the sky these days? It's gorgeous. So hopefully this teaches us to be more grateful for what we have, for the mundane days that we go through, for the routines we have. And if we don't take this, if we're not grateful for this being at home, that's also what we'll miss when we're out there.
And also, I'd like to just remind everyone to keep grounded and just keep thinking, keep in the back of your mind that what's happening now, the circumstances that we're in, it's bigger than us now. This is way beyond our control, and we just have to keep praying, we have to keep having faith that eventually we'll pull through this. But we cannot pull through this if we keep dragging each other down. As for the people who have their reservations on social media,
what you post,
about when others are posting their favorite food, what they're making at home, I don't think it's for us to judge them. If they want to post what they want to post, that's their right.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that what people are posting these days are mostly them making the most of what they have. Because trust me, everything, it's all out of stock, okay? So whether that's olive oil, nothing wrong with olive oil.
Alright guys, so we've done our part. Thankfully, we're finished. And
well, we're finishing up here, but we're gonna let you guys go because the kids are also still packing over there. So we have to make sure that they do it right. So we're gonna go ahead, and hopefully you guys picked up a little something.
Just a reminder to keep grounded and keep the faith. And
stay grateful, stay home.
Until the next batch. excellent. Impake na namin lahat. And now we're ready for distribution.
Hope you guys had a good time, and we hope you have a wonderful time with your family tomorrow on Easter. And this is our family.
At the same day, Indies, at home, sleeping.
Chilling. So we miss you, Izzy. We wish you guys have a great Easter.
I'm sure we'll hear that.
Salamat.
Bye-bye.